Picture this. You've heard people talk about handling bullies, but there's a darker side to it that remains mostly unspoken. This side is complex, powerful, and can be both fascinating and dangerous when used correctly. I've scoured through countless videos and articles, filtering out the noise to bring you the most impactful insights into this shadowy realm. Thousands of videos touch on the topic, but I've curated the top 15 most important strategies. Drawing on the work of psychologists like Sigmund Freud, who explored the unconscious mind, and Carl Jung, who delved into the concept of the shadow self, these techniques will open your eyes to the hidden layers of dark psychology that most people miss. Get ready to uncover the subtleties of influence, power dynamics, and emotional manipulation that can turn the tide when dealing with bullies. Number 1. Emotional disengagement. Emotional disengagement is a strategy that involves consciously detaching yourself from the emotional triggers a bully tries to exploit. Bullies thrive on eliciting strong reactions such as fear, anger, or frustration. These emotional responses not only satisfy their need for control, but also encourage them to continue their behavior. By mastering emotional disengagement, you effectively neutralize the bully's power. To practice emotional disengagement, start by recognizing when a bully's words or actions are aimed at provoking a reaction. Instead of responding emotionally, focus on maintaining a calm and composed demeanor. This can be challenging, especially if the bully's tactics are particularly provoking, but the goal is to avoid giving them the satisfaction of seeing you upset. When you manage to stay emotionally neutral, the bully's attempts to provoke you lose their impact, making them less likely to continue their aggressive behavior. This technique is not about suppressing your feelings, but rather about controlling how you express them in response to the bully's provocations. Number 2. Strategic silence. Strategic silence involves deliberately choosing not to respond or react to a bully's provocations. This can be a powerful tool because silence often has a disarming effect. When a bully is used to eliciting responses and doesn't receive one, it creates confusion and discomfort for them. They might start questioning whether their tactics are working or if they've misjudged their target. Silence can also project an image of strength and self-control. By remaining silent, you send a message that you are unbothered by their attempts to get a rise out of you. This can be particularly effective if the bully is attempting to provoke a heated argument. Over time, the lack of response may frustrate the bully, as they are unable to achieve their desired effect of making you react. This frustration can lead them to either abandon their tactics or shift their approach entirely. Number 3. The gray rock method. The gray rock method is a technique where you intentionally become as uninteresting and unresponsive as possible. Bullies often seek out interactions that are emotionally charged and dramatic, because these interactions provide them with the attention and control they crave. By adopting a bland, emotionless persona, you effectively deny them the stimulation they are seeking. To apply the gray rock method, respond to insults or provocations with minimal, non-reactive answers. For instance, if a bully makes a derogatory comment, you might respond with a simple, neutral statement like, "Okay." Avoid engaging in any way that could be perceived as emotionally charged or dramatic. The goal is to make interactions with you as dull and unengaging as possible, so the bully loses interest in pursuing you as a target. This method works well in situations where you need to avoid escalating the conflict while reducing the bully's motivation to continue their behavior. Number 4. Setting boundaries with strength. Setting firm and clear boundaries is a crucial technique for managing interactions with bullies. It involves clearly communicating what behaviors you will not tolerate and sticking to those boundaries assertively. When a bully attempts to cross these lines, it's important to address the behavior calmly but firmly. For example, if a bully insults you, you might say, "I'm not going to continue this conversation if you keep insulting me." This statement makes it clear that their behavior is unacceptable and that you are not willing to tolerate it. Setting boundaries demonstrates that you have limits and that you are willing to enforce them. This approach can also prevent the bully from gaining further control over the situation, as they understand that their behavior has consequences. The key is to assert your boundaries without being confrontational or aggressive, which could escalate the situation. Number 5, reversing the power dynamic. Reversing the power dynamic involves shifting the balance of power away from the bully and back towards yourself. Bullies often operate from a position of perceived superiority or control, so counteracting this perception can be effective in neutralizing their influence. One way to do this is through humor or wit. For instance, if a bully makes a sarcastic or derogatory comment, responding with a clever, lighthearted joke can undermine their attempt to provoke you. This not only shifts the power dynamic, but also makes the bully appear foolish for trying to get a rise out of you. Humor can disarm and confuse bullies, making it clear that you are not easily intimidated by their attempts to control or belittle you. By using humor or intelligence to deflect their attempts at dominance, you demonstrate that you are not affected by their behavior and that you have the upper hand in the interaction. Number 6, staying calm under pressure. Maintaining composure under pressure is crucial when dealing with bullies who may escalate their behavior when they sense they are affecting you. Staying calm involves managing your emotions and maintaining a steady demeanor, even in the face of provocations. To stay calm under pressure, practice techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness, and maintaining an even tone of voice. These techniques help you keep your emotions in check and prevent the bully from gaining the satisfaction of seeing you flustered. A calm and composed response can frustrate the bully because their efforts to upset you are not succeeding. Over time, the consistent display of calmness can discourage the bully from continuing their behavior, as they realize that their attempts to provoke you are futile. Number 7, play dumb. Feigning ignorance or playing dumb can be a surprisingly effective tactic when dealing with a bully. The core idea behind this strategy is to act as though you don't understand the bully's insults or provocations. By doing so, you deny them the satisfaction of seeing your reaction. For instance, if a bully makes a hurtful remark, you could respond with something like, "Oh, were you trying to be funny? I didn't get it." This response can undermine the bully's attempt to belittle you, making their efforts seem childish and weak. The bully may begin to lose confidence in their ability to provoke you, which can diminish their motivation to continue their behavior. Playing dumb in this way not only deflects the immediate attack, but also subtly communicates that their insults are ineffective and irrelevant. Number 8, flipping the script. Flipping the script involves turning the bully's insult or attack back on them in a way that catches them off guard. The goal is to shift the focus from yourself to the bully, making them feel uncomfortable or defensive. For example, if a bully mocks you in front of others, you might respond with a confident and unexpected statement like, "I'm glad you noticed. You must really be paying attention to me." This type of response puts the bully on the defensive by acknowledging their comment in a way that is unexpected and assertive. Instead of making you feel like the victim, it turns the situation around, making the bully question their own behavior. This technique can be particularly effective in public settings where the bully's attempts to shame you are exposed to others, thereby reducing their control over the interaction. Number 9, public exposure. Bullies often thrive in secrecy or when they can isolate their target. By exposing their behavior in public, you can strip them of their power and make them face the consequences of their actions. For example, if someone is subtly bullying you in a group setting, calmly and clearly address the behavior by saying something like, "It seems like you're trying to embarrass me in front of everyone. Is that really necessary?" This tactic forces the bully to confront their actions in front of others, which can make them feel exposed and pressured to either backtrack or face judgment. Public exposure can be a powerful tool for reducing the bully's influence and discouraging them from continuing their behavior, as they become aware that their actions are not going unnoticed and are being scrutinized by others. Number 10, maintaining eye contact. Maintaining steady eye contact can be an incredibly powerful tool when dealing with a bully. Eye contact is a nonverbal way of conveying confidence and strength, and many bullies are unsettled by someone who does not look away when challenged. By holding their gaze, you communicate that you are not intimidated and that you are prepared to stand your ground. This act of non-verbal communication can shift the dynamic of the interaction, making the bully question their perception of you as an easy target. Eye contact signals that you are assertive and self-assured, which can discourage the bully from continuing their aggressive behavior, as they recognize that their tactics are not having the intended effect. Number 11, using their own tactics against them. Using a bully's own tactics against them can be an effective way to make them aware of the impact of their behavior. This strategy involves mirroring or reflecting the bully's actions in a way that highlights their absurdity or damage. For example, if a bully uses sarcasm, you might reply with a sarcastic comment of your own, subtly demonstrating how hurtful or ridiculous their behavior is. This approach can serve as a form of feedback, making the bully reflect on their actions and often leading them to reconsider their approach. The key is to employ this tactic without escalating the situation or appearing to stoop to their level, but rather to use their own behavior as a mirror to expose its flaws. Number 12, don't take the bait. Bullies often try to bait you into reacting emotionally, as this reaction gives them power and satisfaction. Whether they insult you, spread rumors, or try to embarrass you, one of the most effective tactics is to simply not take the bait. By refusing to engage emotionally or react to their provocations, you deny them the gratification they seek. Keep your responses short, neutral, and unemotional to avoid giving them the reaction they are looking for. Over time, the bully will likely lose interest and become frustrated when they realize that their attempts to provoke you are unsuccessful. By not taking the bait, you maintain control of the situation and reduce the bully's motivation to continue their behavior. Number 13, respond with kindness. Responding to a bully with unexpected kindness can be a powerful way to disarm them. If a bully makes a hurtful comment, replying with something kind and empathetic, such as, "I hope things get better for you," or "I'm sorry you feel that way," can disrupt their expectation of a conflict. Kindness forces the bully to confront their behavior in a way that is not confrontational, but rather surprising and compassionate. Often, bullies are unprepared for this type of reaction, which can lead to them reevaluating their approach and potentially diffusing the tension. This tactic can create a moment of reflection for the bully and, in some cases, lead to a resolution of the conflict. Number 14, stand tall body language plays a significant role in how you are perceived, especially by bullies. Standing tall, keeping your shoulders back, and maintaining an open posture signals confidence and self-assurance. Bullies often target individuals they perceive as weak or insecure, so projecting physical confidence can make you a less attractive target. Even if you feel nervous or unsure internally, adopting a confident posture can influence how others perceive you and discourage the bully from continuing their behavior. By standing tall, you communicate strength and resilience, which can shift the dynamic and make the bully reconsider their approach. Number 15, love bombing. Love bombing is a technique where someone overwhelms another person with excessive affection, compliments, and attention to quickly establish an emotional connection. This tactic can create an intense bond that makes the other person feel special and valued. However, once the manipulator has gained control, they may suddenly withdraw their affection, leaving the person confused and desperate to regain that initial high. Love bombing is often used by individuals with controlling tendencies to create a cycle of emotional dependency. It's important to recognize when this tactic is being used and understand that it's a manipulative strategy designed to establish control and influence. These 15 dark psychology techniques reveal a deeper understanding of how to handle bullies effectively. Let me know which technique you found the most surprising in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insights into the power of psychology. Thanks for watching.